What is going on, everybody? Psych Perspective, GeoFlux here. This is another thing that I think about often. Because we're always working, right? We're always working, we're always grinding, we're always getting to the bag. And a lot of times we are working outside of our homes. Like the vast majority of us are, still have to leave our homes, commute to our jobs. So with that being said, if you work an average of 40 hours a week, that's 160 hours a month that you're not at home. And here we are, in this day and age especially, paying some of the highest rents ever. I mean, people are paying $1,000+ a month. And let's be honest, in certain places, like in my state, if you're in Detroit, Metro Detroit, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County, you're easily paying $1,500 or more a month. Easily. Like I did a video the other day where I talked about this briefly, but at the place that I used to stay at last year, July 2020 through August, to the beginning of August of 2021, I was in Metro Detroit, and my rent then was $1,238, and if we would have renewed it, it would have been $1,379. So I know this year they're at $1,500 or more. So that's what I mean by, okay, so you're spending 160 hours a month, if you work 40 hours a week on average, away from your home. Why? It doesn't make sense anymore to be paying all of these high-ass rent when you don't even get to enjoy your actual place. You're never at home. You're never at your house. You're never at your apartment. You're never at your townhouse. You're never at your condo or wherever you live. You're never there. And you're paying for something that you don't even get to enjoy. You sitting up here, you might get to enjoy it Friday evening, night, Saturday, and Sunday. And then after that, Monday through Friday, again, you are away. So it's like you're paying for a place that you don't even get to enjoy. And then it's overpriced the vast majority of the time. It doesn't make sense that we're paying thousands of dollars. And then mind you, and I said thousands of dollars because on the low end, it's $1,000 a month. You got places on the East Coast and the West Coast where people are paying $2,500, $2,500 a month and up to stay somewhere, renting. And like I said, you're not even there. Okay. Then you're paying for other things on top of the rent, right? You're paying for utilities, electricity, gas, water, heat, air conditioning, if you have it. You're paying for the internet, some streaming services and or cable. And again, when do you get to enjoy any of that? Because you're not there. So this is what I mean by when you sit down and really start thinking about things, we are just being screwed over and taken advantage of. I mean, we're being nickeled and dimed and priced out of life. And these politicians, these elected officials, they don't give a damn. You already know your job, your employer could care less. They tell you every day to kick rocks. Because again, they know the cost of living is high. They see these gas prices. They know the rent is high. And yet, are they deciding to give you a raise? No. So, you're being screwed over in many different ways, paying for stuff that you don't even get to enjoy or use half the damn time. Like I said, I'm going to work now. So I'm paying, paying property taxes, it's just crazy. And when you really sit down and think about it, it don't make sense. Hell, you might as well, and I hate to say it, and this is why a lot of people are doing it, because number one, a lot of people are being forced into homelessness because they cannot afford the rent, followed by the fact that not only are people can't afford the rent, but logically speaking, it would make more sense to live in your car and or get a van, renovate it, customize it so it can be livable in, or get you an RV. But it's starting to make more sense to do that than sitting up paying for rent at a place that you're not even there and that you already are struggling to afford or simply can't afford. I'm just being real, and I see why people are doing that. Because it's like, why would I be giving you $1,000 plus, $1,500 plus, $2,000 plus a month when I can be pocketing that? And here we are potentially heading into a recession. You're going to see people there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. There's already been foreclosures, okay? There's going to be a lot of things happening, and a lot of people are going to be homeless and already are homeless. Every day, hundreds, thousands, millions are being pushed into homelessness, okay? Or on the verge of being evicted, okay? Or foreclosing on their property, on their home. And keep in mind, like I said, many of us don't even get to enjoy the places that we're renting or paying the mortgage on. You don't even get to enjoy it because you're never there. You're literally always at work. And then that's a whole nother thing. How are we always at work but always broke? How are we always at work and can't afford rent? Can't afford mortgages, can't get a new car, can't get your car fixed, don't have health insurance, can't afford food, but you always working? Make it make sense. You have to start realizing we are being exploited. We are being used. We are being taken advantage of. There is a huge problem here. It doesn't make sense that on average, if you're working 40 hours a week, on average, and granted, there's people who work less than 40 hours. There's people that work well over 40 hours. But on average, the standard USA labor work week is 40 hours. So if that's your average work week, you working 160 hours a month and you broke and you don't have money. You don't have nothing to show for it. You can barely, keep a roof over your head, food on the table, gas in the car, etc. You struggling. You live in check to check. There's a problem. And it's the capitalistic system. It's the greed and corruption. It's the exploitation. That's the problem. That don't make no sense. And we need to start speaking up about this and out about this. And again, I'm trying to figure out, what are these elected officials doing? And it's across the board. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, independent, liberal, conservative, moderate, centrist. I don't care. They're not doing anything for you. And we sitting back looking at this shit every day. Here it is. You got mass school shootings, and then you got the current president on Twitter tweeting, what are we going to do about all of this? You're the fucking president. You can do executive orders, yet you choose not to. And then you sit up and you play in everybody's face like we don't know what's going on. Yes, there's 3 branches of government. This is very true. You have the Senate, you have the Senate, the House, Congress, you got your president, you got your judicial, you got your legislative branch, you got your judicial branch, etc. There's 3 branches, very true. And you do need them to work together, to get things done. But as a president, you do have executive order. You could implement executive orders. Hell, we saw President Donald Trump do it nonstop. His entire 4 years that he was in office was executive order, executive order. I mean, he put an executive order in 2017 to ban transgendered people from serving in the military. That was an executive order. So again, Biden, you can make executive orders, but you choose not to. So again, but then you on Twitter talking about what are we going to do when you already elected? I'm sick and tired of it. I'm just being real. But anyways, that's going to be another video. But like I said, 160 hours a month on average, if you work 40 hours a week on average, that you are away from home, that you are paying for a place that you don't even get to enjoy, that you don't even get to be there, paying for services that you can't even utilize because, again, the vast majority of your life is spent at work outside of that place of your home. So it's a lot that we need to start looking at.